Hi everyone. So this is an update on Sister Nya's and her children's situation. There was a court today, and this is why I put out the post to ask for divine support. So what occurred is the children are still not yet with Sister Nya, and it's become, as we know, more obvious that the court, not only the Austria courts, but all around the world, that they are designed to take the children and to, let's say, fabricate stories and act totally unlawful and violate the human rights and all of these things. So at this situation, Sister Nya, please send her loving support as she recuperates from what occurred today in court, where more or less the court said no, the children don't come back and we don't give them to the father yet, and that we keep them in their custody. And without getting into, all the particulars of the individual case, what is occurring, which is great news, is that also, not coincidentally, because nothing is a coincidence, everything is divinely orchestrated. At this time, we also have others that have been going to court, and also a few more this week that are going to court. Now, what I will say is that from the U.S., Austria, Germany, Denmark, UK, Ukraine, if you will, just to name some of the countries where we have ones going through similar cases, are beginning to connect and come together. And this is very great news because, again, the more that comes together and putting everything out publicly worldwide, the darkness loses all of their ability and their strength, for the simple reason they cannot act unjustly and do what they're doing. It is the divine realization that, yes, this is a very extensive worldwide what is going on, but also I say this not in my opinion. I say this as a fact that it was said by them more or less in the court, that they're going to begin psychological treatment, if you will, of the children. And absolutely absurd. These children of Sister Nya's are advanced children. Their intellect above the average. So there is nothing wrong with the children at all. And instead, everything is right with them and aligned also with God and what we're doing. However, with the desperation of the darkness to defile their own character, if you will, is even more so revealing. Having said this, all involved, with this suppression and oppression of not only Sister Nya, but worldwide, with the judges, the courts, and even the lawyers that are involved in these injustices will be named publicly worldwide, to the degree that each individual with their case chooses to do so. Let me say this is very, very huge, and with my connection to Father and being the immediate Son of God, if you will, which I am, as I share openly, although it may not look like it. Don't judge a book by its covers. One thing I will say, and I remain consistent in my divine dignity, integrity, and honor to this respect. And I don't impose or push myself upon anyone, if you will. However, it is important that I openly, truthfully share who I am, as well as many other divine delegates, brothers and sisters such as you, that know that you're here at this important time on earth to put the light on all of this darkness, and in this case, with this subject, to save all of these children from the hands of the darkness theirself. And again, rightfully, we can say they are dark, and especially it's so obvious in this case with Sister Nga, with all of us that know her, a loving mother, and the ridiculous things that the darkness in the court tries to pin upon her, because again, it's about the children. They want the children, and that's so obvious with it. And it's a sad thing that most of the lawyers worldwide are part of this, that they condone it, so they're actually complicit in the crimes as well. So as we go forward in the future, any of you that do have lawyers assisting you, it's important for the lawyers to stand in the higher truth and to claim and point out the injustices as they see them happen. For any lawyer, yes, you may temporarily be ejected from the bar, but what I will say, in the long run, it's better than being ejected from the whole society. So you must stand, every lawyer as well, and you must speak the truth, and you must not allow these injustices to continue. So again, with any ones have been slow to unite, if you will, so we create this panel, and it's normal for ones to have so much fear with the stress that they have undergone. It's how the darkness works to psychologically, emotionally depress ones, right down to, in the past, ones would commit suicide. The stress would become so extensive, the psychological torture, if you will. So we do have this great provisions with psychological torture from the UN Convention on Torture and Inhumane Acts, if you will, because again, what is occurring with Nga, there is no factual reasoning for what they are doing. There is no lawful reason. It's actually factual to be seen that it's unlawful, and that there is the underlying intent, which is here with so many cases. See, again, these children, especially with the moms that we see, are advancing and are divine. And of course, the children, what this means is that they are more advanced and crystalline, and in these children's blood, what comes is an advanced crystalline component. And as I mentioned before, in the U.S., there was some information revealed that when the children are born, one of the reasons for taking their blood is to identify the children that have this special unknown, they would say, crystalline component in the plasma of their blood, to identify these children as the star children, and also to be more of a prize catch for them in the past when they could. And I say things are in the past because we are beyond the apex. Well, not an apex, we're beyond the pivotal point is the better analogy and word for it, that things only go up from here, but it depends on everyone coming together. The quicker you come together with this worldwide action we are doing, the quicker things go up and everyone gets their children back. But it is the process of exposing all of these courts and child care services worldwide. So everything has been divinely set up with all of you through your experience. Yes, it has been so stressful and burdening, but you need to realize it's happening for a reason. And all of you watching here knows that at least you accept that everything happens for a reason. And although there's great suffering and sadness and with all of this, the reason for it is that there is light, that is light at the end of the rainbow, and we're just not there yet, but it is coming, and it is definite. So all of your experiences that you have had, the divine ones, and still are having, yes, it's for a very important divine reason, to get in to the full experience, and also gather and compile all of the data to bring it to the light, to expose the actual beast system, and especially this attribute at abducting the children. So we are in the times of great change, and I can guarantee you all this does not continue into the future, the abduction of children by the system. So we are now in the meltdown, the breakdown of the beast system to this effect. However, each one plays a very important role, divine role, in ensuring that this happens more quickly rather than prolonged. So it's important for all of you to know, to stand up and have no fear, and to begin to expose and reveal the individuals, like judges, lawyers, publicly expose them, because this is what occurs then. You begin to separate them from the darkness, and when you separate them from the darkness to the respect that they are separated, then the darkness keeps getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So as you keep naming the individuals that's supporting the darkness, the public peer pressure they cannot withstand, and they're given a choice to either on a divine level implode, or do the right thing and give the evidence that they have collected, if you will, as being part of the darkness, to keep it simple. So as we go forward, it's very important for any of you in court, never let the court put you into a place of aggression. Retain your divine stamina, and know that these are also tactics of the court. If they can make you emotional, either with anger or sadness, then they begin to have energetic control over you. It's important to muster all your divine courage and stand in your strength to this effect, and do not resort to anger, because also one of their tactics is, if in their court they can get you angry, they use that against you. So be wise. So wise as the serpent and innocent as the dove, and keep that always in your actions. And innocent as the dove means do not lie, especially in court, no matter what. And do not lie anywhere with anything you are doing. It's part of your purity and your power. The moment that if you lie knowingly, you begin to disempower yourself, and you're out of alignment with God, because then you enter the deceptive realm of the darkness, which the darkness controls then the deception, then it controls you. So don't go into that. Very important. So you stay in your utmost integrity and your utmost trust, truthfulness, your integrity, your divine dignity, and know that everything is occurring for a very important reason. And yes, it may look very dark now, if you will, but again, it's always, I love the cliche or the adage, it's always darkest before the dawn, which is true. And these trials and tribulations and tests, we all get through them. So it's important to remain in your absolute trust. With Sister Nga, where we go from here, Father's instructions are for, for Sister Nga, and And what we are doing is to just rest a bit, get recuperated, and also allow for more orchestrated divine support to come in. For example, the support to create the worldwide panel, if you will. So it's not to rush things with this, which is evident. You know, I thought we'd have the panel set up months ago or a month and a half ago. That still has not come to fruition, and truly I cannot give you a time on it other than very soon, and the indicators are suggesting that very soon more of this will be put out worldwide, and one's named, if you will, to this respect. So we are truly, despite what you may be experiencing, we are truly in the most auspicious times, and you have to go through it. You can't surf over it, so we got to go through it. We got to go into it. So we dissect it, disassemble it, let the light shine on everything, and dissolve it once and for all. So this is the current state with this, with Sister Nga's situation. It's the last thing from the court is it's temporary placement of the children with the child care facility yet. So just for I to keep it simple, and Sister Nga can share if she wishes, you know, more of that when we have our next interview or update. Having said that, with others that have reached out to I to be interviewed as well, to be part of the panel, but also to publicly share your story as part of this unity, you can begin to contact I, because again, the public awareness is number one for everyone, meaning that the more we get out public, the more powerful and beneficial it is for you in dealing with the child services in the courts, because again, the courts cannot compete, if you will, against billions. It's that simple. But the thing is, getting everyone united and knowing to trust and truly that they have no other option. Many have taken everything to the lawful extent that they could in the court, but yet they see how everything is staged and manipulated by the darkness. So then the common sense with this is that you cannot do it yourself, and you cannot do it with their laws, and because they just ignore them. And common sense will tell everyone you have to unite worldwide, come together as one huge force, one huge voice, to end this psychological insanity and pillage and rape and abduction of the innocent children. So worldwide, everyone, all of the children are also dependent upon you, but also remember the children are divine souls as well, meaning that they are contributing to the overall benefit in their way as well. So there are, two levels of reality at least that are playing out here. There's the divine level, where everything is staged, supported, and set up for the beneficial outcome for all, while on the lower level and in direct contact and confrontation with the darkness, it may look very bleak at times, but again, you must keep your strength and know that everything you do has an impact, and not to have expectations on what the impact will be, and also to have patience. Allow time for your divine confrontations against their courts, if you will. allow time for that energetics to ripple through as well. It does things. And one thing was funny also. Before Sister Nga went to court, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, my father instructed me. I wrote a short missive, and which just typically said to all involved there, the courts and all the places that Sister Nga ascended, that to release the children. It's not, God does not want this, if you will. It was Father's words, and I signed it on the bottom of it, Rick Jor's immediate son of God. So these are God's words that I endorsed and I sent to them. And apparently they brought it up in court, but I believe they brought it up in court with Nga, that they laughed at it and blasphemized, if you will, the words of God. And any time when this is done, when, they don't know let's say, fully, but let's say if they take the moment to go against I without the possibility that I may be who I am, and that these may be very well credible words from God, it's not a good thing to make God angry, if you will. And what these individuals actually do when they blasphemize, even if they're darkness and they go against God, then they're dealing directly with the head honcho, if you will, and the wrath of God. So what this does also for the dark individuals, it sets off in their experience here an inundation of negative things. This is part of the wrath of God, that which also begins to dispower them and take them out of the equation of that dark beast system too. So it's very important with any of you, when you're also putting anything to the court, put on the bottom in the name of God, or in the name of Jesus, if you will, and put your name there. And because it does have a very powerful effect as well, and put it through there. So just looking at, I guess just Kelly said something about just making a sticker. In the past, many made stickers and did these things. It's up to the individuals if you feel to do that. My focus is bringing all together, again, worldwide, and making this panel and overpowering the system with the actual laws, and also entrapping them very quickly, the darkness, so that they have nowhere to turn, that they're exposed and they're revealed. So my focus keeps on to that, and this is so important, what has been occurring in the last perhaps 2 months, which has kept I so busy, and Sister Nga and others working on what we have been doing here, because it is very powerful, and its energetic effects are divinely needed, with not only Sister Nga, but all of the children and moms and dads worldwide that have been subjugated to the psychopathical terror, if you will, and again, the abduction of the children, which is so it's at a point that it also has reached a point that it cannot be hidden any longer, and another higher level of truth is coming out to expose and reveal this. So again, just to keep this short and give everyone an update, I see I'd put out again the message this morning to garner support for Sister Nga, but I believe the way that I had it written that some misinterpreted it and thought that the children were actually have been united or in would be united today. But the actual thing is what I said, to put support towards the unity, and we did, and we put our divine support and our prayers towards that to effect it. But again, obviously, it's not yet part of the divine plan. And as I said, the children are souls of light and children of God, and God loves all the children, especially Akua and Aurora and our sister Nga. And having said this, we get through all of this. So it's important for all watching to, if you're divinely guided, to be part of this as soon as possible, again, so that we end all things with it. Also, I'll add in here that it's looking like by the end of December this year that everything on earth with the darkness should be over, and we should be, in whatever way it occurs, in the new earth. So this is what we're given now, and meaning that a lot has to take place, and rapidly it has to take place to affect this in the next 6 months. However, everything is divinely set in motion to this effect. Again, I'll reference the fires, the floods, the earthquakes, the storms, the hail. Again, everything has been written, and in the past it has been mentioned or written, and we're seeing all of this come to fruition in this most miraculous time. And it's important for all to hold on to your beliefs and your trust in God, and know that actually, despite of what you see out there in reality, we are in the most glorious, auspicious time, and very great things are here now, and more are coming. So with this, I wanted to keep it short, and love, light, and gratitude, and peace, and big love to all. And stand up there, not aggressively, but stand with your armor of God, and say enough is enough, and we don't accept this worldwide insanity and torture of the children and the moms and dads. It's no longer accepted. That's savageness. It's absolutely preposterous, ridiculous. So with that, we got this, and much more love and peace, and have an amazing day, and keep your faith and your trust. Thank you. Love, light, and gratitude.